Kamala Harris's Brat campaign versus Newsom's Hollywood charm, 2020 success viral showdown. Introduction. The 2026 California gubernatorial race is shaping up to be a fascinating clash of political titans, cultural phenomena, and media strategies. At the heart of this speculative showdown are two of California's most prominent political figures, former Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Gavin Newsom. While Newsom is term-limited and cannot run for governor again in 2026, the premise of a Harris-Newsom contest offers a compelling lens through which to examine their contrasting approaches to political branding and voter engagement. Harris, leveraging her national profile and a viral, Brat, meme inspired by pop star Charli XCX, is tapping into the energy of Gen Z through platforms like TikTok. Newsom, with his polished Hollywood connections and ties to influential families like the Gettys, embodies a more traditional form of California glamour and political power. This analysis explores how these strategies, Harris's digital-first, youth-driven campaign versus Newsom's celebrity-backed charm, could shape the 2026 California vote, offering insights into the evolving nature of political campaigns in the digital age. The candidates and their political legacies. Kamala Harris, from prosecutor to Vice President. Kamala Harris's political journey is one of historic firsts. Born in Oakland, California, she rose from a prosecutor in Alameda County to San Francisco District Attorney, California Attorney General, U.S. Senator, and ultimately Vice President of the United States. Her career is marked by a blend of progressive ideals and pragmatic governance, often navigating the complex dynamics of California's diverse electorate. Harris's 2024 presidential campaign, though unsuccessful against Donald Trump, showcased her ability to galvanize Democratic voters, particularly women and communities of color. Her potential 2026 gubernatorial bid is seen as a homecoming, a chance to reclaim her California roots and address state-specific issues like housing, homelessness, and climate change. Harris's political brand is multifaceted. As a former prosecutor, she faced scrutiny during her 2020 and 2024 presidential runs for her record on criminal justice, with critics pointing to high incarceration rates of Black and Hispanic individuals during her tenure as Attorney General. However, her supporters argue that her experience as a prosecutor, combined with her Senate and vice presidential roles, equips her with unmatched qualifications to tackle California's complex challenges. Polls suggest Harris would enter the 2026 race as a frontrunner, with 72% of California Democrats expressing support in a UC Berkeley/Los Angeles Times poll conducted in October 2024. Her national name recognition, extensive fundraising network, and deep ties to California's political elite position her as a formidable candidate. Gavin Newsom, the Golden State's charismatic leader. Gavin Newsom, California's governor since 2019, has built a reputation as a charismatic, media-savvy leader with a knack for navigating both state and national politics. A former mayor of San Francisco and lieutenant governor, Newsom has governed California through turbulent times, including the COVID-19 pandemic, wildfires, and a homelessness crisis. His policies, such as sanctuary state laws and aggressive climate initiatives, have made him a darling of the progressive left, though his centrist tendencies have occasionally drawn criticism from both progressives and conservatives. Newsom's Hollywood connections are a cornerstone of his political identity. His ties to the Getty family, through marriage and long-standing friendships, have provided him with access to California's elite donor class. His polished image, often likened to a movie star's, has been amplified by appearances on national stages, including his role as a surrogate for Joe Biden and later Kamala Harris during the 2024 presidential campaign. Newsom's ability to attract celebrity endorsements, from actors like George Clooney to musicians, has bolstered his appeal, particularly among affluent and culturally influential voters. However, his national ambitions, including speculation about a 2028 presidential run, have occasionally overshadowed his state-level focus, raising questions about his commitment to California's day-to-day governance. A hypothetical showdown. While Newsom is term-limited and cannot run for governor in 2026, imagining a Harris-Newsom contest allows us to explore their contrasting styles and strategies. Harris, with her national profile and digital savvy, represents a new generation of political engagement, while Newsom's Hollywood-backed charm embodies California's traditional power structures. Their rivalry, rooted in their shared San Francisco political origins, would be a high-stakes battle for the soul of the Democratic Party and the future of California. Harris's Brat campaign, harnessing Gen Z and TikTok. The Brat meme phenomenon. In the summer of 2024, Kamala Harris's presidential campaign caught fire on social media, particularly TikTok, thanks to an unexpected endorsement from British pop star Charli XCX. The singer's album Brat, with its lime green aesthetic and themes of youthful rebellion, became a cultural touchstone for Gen Z. When Charli XCX declared Harris a brat on social media, the term, used to describe a confident, unapologetic, and slightly chaotic persona, sparked a viral meme movement. Fans created remixes of Harris's speeches, set to Charli XCX's tracks like 360 and Von Dutch, with captions like Kamala is Brat and VP Harris just cooked Trump. The Harris campaign leaned into this energy, transforming its official TikTok account, Kamala HQ, into a hub for meme-driven content. The account adopted a superfan persona, reposting clips of Harris's speeches with Gen Z slang and emojis, such as, "Fire VP Harris came with the receipts." Young staffers appeared in videos lip-syncing to trending audio, delivering talking points about Trump's policies or Harris's record in a format that resonated with TikTok's algorithm-driven audience. This strategy contrasted with Harris's more formal personal account, Kamala Harris, which focused on traditional campaign imagery like rally speeches and meetings with constituents. TikTok as a campaign tool. TikTok's role in modern political campaigns cannot be overstated. With over 170 million monthly active users in the United States, the platform is a powerhouse for reaching young voters, particularly Gen Z and millennials, who make up a significant portion of California's electorate. Harris's campaign recognized this, using TikTok to create a sense of authenticity and cultural relevance. For example, after Harris revealed on 60 Minutes that she owns a Glock and has fired it, Kamala HQ remixed the clip with Key Glock's "Ambition for Cash," splicing in images of Harris looking confident and unbothered. The video garnered millions of views, amplifying her image as a relatable, no-nonsense leader. This approach aligns with broader trends in political communication. According to a Pew Research Center analysis, news influencers on TikTok were more likely to post critical content about both Harris and Trump during the 2024 election, but Harris's campaign successfully harnessed positive fan-driven content to counterbalance criticism. By embracing the Brat aesthetic, Harris positioned herself as a candidate who could connect with younger voters on their terms, a critical strategy in a state where 27% of registered voters are under 35. Challenges and criticisms. Despite its viral success, Harris's TikTok strategy is not without risks. The Brat meme, while popular among Gen Z, may alienate older voters or those who view it as frivolous. Critics argue that the campaign's reliance on internet slang and memes could undermine Harris's gravitas as a former vice president and senator. Additionally, her low profile in California since the 2024 election has drawn criticism from party activists, who note her absence from key events like the California Democratic Party convention in 2025. Delegates expressed ambivalence about her gubernatorial ambitions, with some questioning whether she has the fire needed to reconnect with California voters. Moreover, Harris's record as Attorney General remains a point of contention. Delegates like Amanda Day, a Merced Democrat, have raised concerns about her role in high incarceration rates, suggesting that her past could face renewed scrutiny in a gubernatorial campaign. To succeed, Harris will need to balance her viral appeal with a substantive policy platform that addresses California's pressing issues, from housing to climate change. Newsom's Hollywood charm, leveraging celebrity and elite networks. The power of Hollywood connections. Gavin Newsom's political career has long been intertwined with Hollywood and California's elite. His marriage to Jennifer Siebel Newsom, a documentary filmmaker, and his ties to the Getty family have given him access to a network of influential donors and celebrities. The Gettys, one of California's wealthiest families, have supported Newsom's campaigns through significant financial contributions and social connections. This network extends to Hollywood A-listers like George Clooney, who has hosted fundraisers for Democratic candidates, and other stars who align with Newsom's progressive policies. Newsom's Hollywood charm is not just about fundraising, it's about crafting an image that resonates with California's cultural identity. The state has a long history of electing celebrity politicians, from Ronald Reagan to Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Newsom's polished, media-friendly persona fits this mold. His appearances on national talk shows, podcasts, and even his own weekly podcast with former NFL player Marshawn Lynch demonstrate his ability to connect with diverse audiences. These platforms allow Newsom to project an image of accessibility and charisma, even as he navigates complex state issues like homelessness and budget deficits. Celebrity endorsements and political capital. In a hypothetical 2026 campaign, Newsom's Hollywood ties would likely translate into high-profile endorsements and media coverage. During his 2018 gubernatorial campaign, Newsom raised over $40 million, dwarfing his Republican opponent's $11 million. His ability to tap into California's deep pools of wealth, particularly from the entertainment industry, would give him a significant financial advantage. Celebrities like Tom Hanks, who shares Bay Area roots with Newsom, or Warren Beatty, who has previously shown interest in California politics, could amplify his campaign's visibility. However, Newsom's reliance on elite networks could also be a liability. Critics, including former Los Angeles Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa, have accused him of being too beholden to Democratic Party elites and special interest groups. In a state grappling with economic inequality and housing affordability, Newsom's association with Hollywood's elite could paint him as out of touch with working-class voters. Additionally, his national ambitions, evidenced by his 15% chance of running for president in 2028, according to Policy Challenges and Public Perception. Newsom's tenure as governor has been marked by ambitious policies but also significant challenges. His efforts to address homelessness, including a controversial executive order to clear encampments, have drawn mixed reactions. His handling of California's budget deficit, projected at $12 billion, has also come under scrutiny, with critics arguing that his focus on national issues has distracted from state priorities. In a hypothetical contest against Harris, Newsom would need to defend his record while appealing to voters seeking change, a challenge given his long tenure in state politics. The 2026 California gubernatorial race, context and dynamics. A crowded Democratic field. While this analysis focuses on a Harris-Newsom showdown, the 2026 gubernatorial race is already shaping up to be a crowded and competitive contest. Democratic candidates like former Congresswoman Katie Porter, former Health and Human Services Secretary Xavier Becerra, Lieutenant Governor Eleni Kounalakis, and former Los Angeles Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa have declared their candidacies, each bringing unique strengths and challenges. Harris's potential entry is seen as a field-clearing move by some, given her national profile and fundraising prowess, but others, like Villaraigosa and Porter, have signaled they would stay in the race regardless. California's top two primary system, in which all candidates compete on the same ballot and the top two advance to the general election, adds complexity to the race. Harris's strong Democratic support, 72% in polls, gives her an edge in the primary, but a fragmented field could allow a Republican to sneak into the general election, especially if Harris's candidacy energizes GOP donors. Republican candidates like conservative commentator Steve Hilton and Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco are already positioning themselves as long-shot contenders, hoping to capitalize on anti-Harris sentiment. California's political and cultural landscape. California's electorate is diverse and politically complex. With a 2-to-1 Democratic voter registration advantage, the state is a Democratic stronghold, but issues like housing affordability, homelessness, and economic inequality resonate across party lines. The next governor will inherit a state grappling with a faltering economy, exacerbated by federal tariffs under the Trump administration, as well as ongoing challenges like wildfires and water shortages. Both Harris and Newsom would need to articulate a vision that addresses these issues while appealing to a broad coalition of voters. Culturally, California is a trendsetter, with Hollywood and Silicon Valley shaping global perceptions of the state. Harris's TikTok strategy taps into this cultural influence, positioning her as a candidate who understands the digital age. Newsom's Hollywood connections, meanwhile, align with California's traditional image as a land of glamour and opportunity. The interplay between these two approaches, digital innovation versus established influence, will define the 2026 race. Comparing campaign strategies. Harris's digital-first approach. Harris's Brat campaign is a masterclass in digital engagement. By embracing TikTok and the viral energy of Gen Z, she has created a brand that feels fresh and relatable. Her campaign's use of fan edits, trending audio, and meme-driven content has allowed her to connect with younger voters in a way that traditional campaign ads cannot. This strategy is particularly effective in California, where tech and social media are integral to the state's identity. However, Harris must balance this approach with substantive policy proposals to avoid being seen as a candidate who prioritizes style over substance. Newsom's traditional power play. Newsom's campaign would likely rely on his established networks and media presence. His ability to secure high-profile endorsements and dominate traditional media, through TV appearances, podcasts, and fundraisers, gives him a strong foundation. However, in an era where authenticity and relatability are paramount, Newsom's polished image could be a double-edged sword. His association with California's elite may alienate voters seeking a change. Candidate, as suggested by Republican strategist Steve Hilton, the candidate who's going to win in 2026, regardless of party label, is the change candidate. Kamala Harris is the one who least represents change. The role of media and public perception. Both candidates are adept at using media to their advantage, but their approaches differ. Harris's TikTok strategy is grassroots and viral, relying on user-generated content to amplify her message. Newsom's Hollywood charm is top-down, leveraging elite connections to shape public perception. The contrast between these approaches reflects broader trends in political communication. Harris represents the democratization of media through platforms like TikTok, while Newsom embodies the traditional power of celebrity and wealth. Implications for California and beyond. Shaping California's future. The 2026 gubernatorial race will have far-reaching implications for California's policy priorities. The next governor will need to address a housing shortage, homelessness, climate change, and a volatile economy. Harris's national experience and focus on issues like artificial intelligence and youth engagement suggest she could bring a forward-thinking approach to these challenges. Newsom's track record, while mixed, demonstrates his ability to navigate crises and push ambitious policies, though his focus on national issues may raise questions about his commitment to state governance. National ramifications. The Harris-Newsom showdown, even as a hypothetical, has national implications. Both candidates are seen as potential 2028 presidential contenders, with Harris holding a 4% chance and Newsom a 15% chance according to Sports Betting Dime. A gubernatorial win for either could serve as a springboard to the White House, while a loss could dim their national prospects. The race also reflects broader tensions within the Democratic Party, between establishment figures like Newsom and those like Harris who seek to redefine the party's image through digital and cultural engagement. Conclusion. The speculative clash between Kamala Harris's Brat campaign and Gavin Newsom's Hollywood charm offers a fascinating glimpse into the future of political campaigning. Harris's TikTok-driven strategy, rooted in the viral energy of Gen Z and the Brat meme, represents a bold attempt to connect with younger voters and redefine her image. Newsom's reliance on celebrity endorsements and elite networks embodies California's traditional power structures, offering a contrast in style and substance. While Newsom cannot run in 2026, the comparison highlights the evolving nature of political campaigns in a digital age, where authenticity, relatability, and cultural relevance are as critical as policy expertise and fundraising prowess. As California looks to its future, the 2026 gubernatorial race will test the ability of candidates to bridge generational divides, address pressing state issues, and navigate a rapidly changing media landscape.